Hey guys, Colby here. Welcome back to another video. We're gonna do a Chimera run today to see how far we can get this team to go through. I've done a practice test, went to all the way to 16 trials with this team. I might be able to push 17. Just wanted to show you guys the team. It's a heavily, I wouldn't say pay to win in the sense of you gotta have all the plus fours, but it is, you gotta have mythicals. You gotta have this one, Fina, which is a faction, what they call them, faction unity champion. So you gotta have these specific ones to get this to synergize in order to get the maximum amount of trials that you can with these 5 champions as a combination. I think the highest trials ever is 19. From what I've seen in our clan's Discord, they shared like some kind of records that other players are pushing. So trials are the way to go end game, really, with the relics. If you want to get the maximum amount of relic materials, you got to push as many trials as possible. And these trials, especially this one, the shield one, is the most difficult one in my eyes, because the shield just doesn't, the boss doesn't do enough damage for this shield to actually get pushed through. It's crazy. It's crazy on the fact that you just need the boss to hit you more frequently. It just doesn't hit you a lot. I found this to be the most difficult to do with other combinations that I was trying, but I just wanted to show you this one. It's not a full auto team, but we'll start it on auto, and I'll talk about on how the team works. The easiest part is obviously the ultimate form, which it's so funny thinking about it, that the ultimate form is the easiest one. But basically the team runs on full auto here on the ultimate form. I don't really care what the champions are doing. I'm not really trying to push for damage here. It's gonna be a 1 key, that's for sure. And the damage that I do on Nightmare with my normal team does about 6 billion points. So I'm pretty much okay there in terms of getting the 8 billion that I need for the maximum amount of gemstones for the week. So here I should have used Fina to use her skill that resets cooldown on my Toshiro, but it's fine. It's just starting out. We're only missing a little bit of damage here. So let's see on how this is gonna go. So the idea behind maximizing trials is to put your team on manual before the boss changes forms. The boss changes forms every 5 turns. There is an indicator which clearly states when that happens. So if you click on the trials, it's gonna say this will happen in 2 turns, this 12, this in 22. So it gives you an idea, guys, to prepare yourself, okay? And when I was trying things through, I even took off all resistance gear from Galathir, who's just normally built with high resistance for PvP stuff. The reason for that is just so I could have the lion form to do some crazy stuff to my team to try and get that damage dealt on my team. But honestly, I should have changed him back to high resistance in order for him to protect himself a little bit better. But it should be fine. We should be okay with this one. So we are at 4 turns with the full turn meter. So I'm going to start being a little bit careful with how I use my cooldowns. So in this version of the team, okay, in this version of the team, you want to have, let me just see. We'll see if Toshiro survives. He should survive with the block damage. But we want to have Galathir switch forms because we want to get the first increase accuracy through, and ideally transfer 7 unique debuffs onto the boss right at the start, immediately when we start, because that is the goal here. Obviously, I will not buff up my accuracy right now because we just don't want that at the moment. We want the boss to take a turn. So getting these extra turns with Galathir is nice because that's gonna actually allow me to switch forms to the form that I want immediately, basically. So let's see who dies. I think it's Fina. Yeah, that's good. That's the one I wanted, actually. So now I want to have my increase accuracy onto the team. Let's see, we get an extra turn. That's great. Fantastic. And then I'll even do a revive there. Great. So now Toshiro can apply his 2 debuffs. Buff up the team there with Fina, and put on some more debuffs. Even now, the transfer of debuffs from from Rio actually works. Her passive transfers debuffs in a cooldown. I believe it's a 4-turn cooldown. If you put some debuffs on Rio, she transfers to the back. That actually enabled the first trial here. So the other trial here, just do damage when there's decreased defense and Perfect Veil. This also works because Toshiro applies Perfect Veil on himself, and also when a revive happens, Galathir applies Perfect Veil to the team. So that's pretty cool. A combination of those worked, and we're good to go. Now I need Weaken, increase crit rate, and increase crit damage to do this trial. This one we cannot do at all. So Fear and True Fear, there's no skill set in the team that applies that. So unfortunately, this part of the trials we can't do. And if you think about it, I'm only missing out on 6 of the legendary ones, 6 of the legendary molasses, so it's kind of okay. This one I want to do now. If I can do it before the turn count limit ends, that's gonna be cool. So 6 unique debuffs and 6 unique buffs within 2 of the Chimera turns. That is very limiting, but I should still hopefully be able to do it. We'll see about that. We'll see about that. So trying to apply as many buffs as possible, of course, and see how that works out. We're at 10. I think I need more debuffs to just be overridden there, but we're at 10. Yeah, it's gonna be difficult. There we go. Okay, we did this one, which is Weaken, crit rate, and crit damage, and then we also did the hard version, which is Weaken, decreased defense. And basically these 3, when you have the block damage from Feina, it's very easy to do, and that works to our benefit. So we have Toshiro die, but it's fine. We basically need this one to happen in order for this to attempt to do this one. This one is not easy. So applying stunts by the boss is through this skill right here, which is going to be the next skill. So when we have a block debuffs available, that's cool. We could try and block it, but there's a limitation in this trial because you need to do it in 5 of the Chimera turns. So it's kind of limiting in that sense. So let's see. Block debuffs. Gotta apply block buffs there on Toshiro. How did I get so many resists? What in the world? Okay, that trial went through. And now we have this one, which is basically impossible, okay? And the boss is gonna switch turns because we're at turn count 10. We're okay, but this is very difficult. This is very difficult to do, to get those 5 turns through. So we'll see on how this rest of the fight is going to go on the Ram form when we get back to this one. But pretty much... Oh, why did he switch forms? Because I have the custom AI. I have it from a different team I was using. So, okay. We'll switch back on to normal Toshiro, because this form can survive on round 4, but we don't need it. When we have the block damage, we don't need it. All right, so this one's, again, the ultimate form. It's going to be pretty self-explanatory all the way to 14. You just run on auto and do your thing, and it just works. Toshiro is going to heal up a little bit. Let's see. And we just prepare ourselves for the next form, basically, to do as many trials as possible with the next form. So we're at 5, which is pretty good, but I could have done it a little bit quicker, I think. Could have done the 5 trials a little bit quicker. So switch back forms to the good form, which is the damage form. And see how high we can push our damage here. Again, even though it's a 1 key, I still want to do a lot of damage if I can. But it's not always possible to do like insane amounts of damage. Okay, so here we're good. We still have... Why am I getting so many resists on Riho? What is happening there? 550 accuracy. That's bad. Okay, we're at turn count 13. Gotta keep an eye on Fina because she does her A2 on herself, and that doesn't actually reset her own cooldown, so that kind of sucks. But I want to be doing it on Toshiro, obviously, or on targets that I actually want to have my cooldowns going. So, all right, now I can actually put it on auto. Turn count 14. I can still just kind of leave it for now. Still doing a lot of damage. My Toshiro is you know, is a heavy lifter for a single champion. He's a heavy lifter. So we're at 14. Our cooldowns are luckily short, like 3 turns are luckily short, but I'm still going to do the A1. So on the Lion form, I want to have increased defense up and then also be able to apply debuffs on bosses to get this as quickly as possible, plus the leech one, plus damage the Chimera within 3 of its turns while your champions are under 5 or more unique buffs. So there's many things that you want to have into consideration going into the next form, which is the Lion form. All right, but should be good. Should be good. Let's buff ourselves up. Let's buff my boy Toshiro. Let's not do the A2 there. Let's do A1. Let's do A1 with Toshiro here. Gonna get attacked soon enough. All right, the form is gonna switch. We're gonna get attacked. So here, Hunter's Mark goes on to the champion with the highest defense, but we're okay here. We survive. We just get a little bit of damage dealt on us. So let's start by, I think, just try to apply some debuffs on. And now we did immediately this one, which is do damage with 5 or more unique buffs. Toshiro has them from Fina, so that's pretty cool. The next one is decrease speed and decrease defense. Both Toshiro and Tuhanara can do those two, so I'm okay. Increase defense though. Gotta buff that up. Gotta buff that up soon. With her, and then this should actually get this trial done. The one on the left. Is there a leech on? Yeah, actually I should do 2 trials with this one. Yeah, we're at 8. So we did this one. So the damage the Chimera while increased defense is on their 6 or more debuffs. And this one also leech debuff. So now we need to apply decreased resistance. Luckily, my boy Galathir can do that. But I think I need to apply all the debuffs on. Or not? Okay, that was an easy one. Okay, we did that. So now reflect damage, pain link, or passive reflect damage effects. Got nothing of that. So decrease speed and decrease defense debuffs need to be applied. So basically that's the one I want to do next. The relentless set on Galathir works pretty nicely for him to return to his base form, which gives me turn meter. That's what I want basically. Can we apply decrease speed? Fantastic. Come on, do the trial. There we go. We're at number 10. So damage the Chimera with counterattack or ally attack skills. So with Fina, you also apply counterattack on your good damage dealer. And that basically, with Toshiro doing 1,000,000 per hit, it's the easiest trial, really. This should be done basically like a one-shot. So when we get attacked, it should be just immediately activated, because look at that. 1.06. So look at that. Immediately activates the this trial, and the Lion form is done. Basically can't do any more trials here. The only one I might be able to do is this one, the stun one on that one. And then we've got Viper form with possibly a couple more trials left to go. So again, not an easy team to make, but it pays out in terms of the trials that you can do with this one. There's many different teams out there that can do multiple trials, like 15 trials plus, but it's basically mythicals that allow for this one to work. And in general, mythicals, because it's like having 2 champions in one. It's not like it is 2 champions in one. It's 2 different skill sets, and so you can have all that combination of skills available for you. So that's basically it. Yeah, we can't do anything here, right? So yeah, might as well just keep on doing damage. Boom, boom, boom. Good damage. As long as Galathir survives, he's like my reviver. So the only chance this team dies is maybe on Viper form. I do some huge mistake, like counterattack somehow doesn't get protected with a 9-piece bonus. I'll show you guys the gear after. It doesn't make sense to show the gear before we start, because we want to see first what actually happens and then go for it. So let's double cleanse, by the way, from Riho and Galathir is huge. Is huge because also from 200. This combo is like huge. And we'll see on how far we can push this. All right, we still have one more turn. Fena. And basically, we're back on ultimate form, where ultimate form is cool, but doesn't give us any trials. It just hurts from the trials because the boss now ignores damage reaction from anything except buffs or debuffs. The boss gets all those extra stats. And I don't know what they thought with this 25 to 27. I don't even think there's a combo that can do all those trials, but it's never gonna be full auto. So it's insane unless you run 5 mythicals that can, you know, synergize with setting all the custom AIs, then maybe, but still. All right, so we got to prepare for the Viper form, which is very annoying if you don't have Cleanser, and very annoying if you don't land a protected counterattack buff. So gotta be careful, very extra careful with that one. So we're at 82 million. So if we like double that, the team's going to be around 160, let's say 200 million when this is over. But hopefully I'll be able to get that higher. So let's see. Come on. Protected counterattack. Always. I want to see protected counterattack buff. 75% chance. So it can get messy if it's not protected. So we've got one turn now. So this is when I start being careful with my debuffs and buffs. So I want to have my cooldowns ready to go for next. And one of them is block active skill. So I'm going to switch Galathir to his other form. Have that available basically once we start. Oh, the extra turn, that's going to help us get back to our normal form. So here, I'm not going to buff up because the boss now will switch and steal anything that's not protected. So gotta be careful. Even with Toshiro, I'm just going to do A1 here. Let the boss switch. See all these poisons? We do transfer some. So this could have been something. But unfortunately, the boss, the way it works is that the boss removes any poisons from itself. So it's basically impossible to do this trial without an actual poisoner. Because I think this does like 75,000 or 100,000 just from this tick. But then the boss through this passive actually cleanses at the start of its turn. So if we had something like a block passives, if we could have actually applied block passives on this boss, maybe this would have helped, but the boss is immune. So the best thing I can do right now is just cleanse the team to protect myself from the boss. And then help Toshiro do some damage. And here I want to do block active skills. There we go. Is there a reason for me to do anything else? I don't think so. Decrease attack, increase speed. Increase speed we get from her, so we're gonna be okay. All right, we're at 11 now. So we're at the second one. So block buffs and an HP burn and has no active buffs. So we have block buffs on. We need to apply now an HP burn with her. And that's the other trial, number 12. And then we need to do damage now for this to proc. And you only see 75,000. As I said, guys, so for this to work with Riho's passive transfer of debuffs is very difficult. Very difficult. So I need an decrease attack and an increase speed. So we do have decrease attack. Let's see. Increase speed now is applied. And we now need Toshiro to proc everything here. So he's probably going to do 2 trials. There we go. We're at 14. So damage the Chimera while it's under 10 debuffs. Must not be under a block actives, which it is. So gotta wait one more turn. Here, let's cleanse this out. Let's see. We have to be careful with our debuffs. All right, let's see. Got protected counterattack, so that's cool. Not many debuffs there, actually. There you go. We're at 15. And now Resist 20 debuffs while the Chimera is under decreased accuracy and increased resistance. Unfortunately, no increased resistance in this team. So that could have been a team, but it's not. It could have been a different setup, maybe with Alaz, I think, is the guy. So now block active skills. So block active skills not on. So we have 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 debuffs. I need Toshiro to get a turn, but it's not looking like he's gonna get a turn. Ah, look at the debuffs there. I wish I could transfer them. So I've got 2 turns now to apply as many debuffs as possible. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Damn. 8 debuffs. Maybe I switch back to this form. I can apply 2. Decrease resistance. No. Block active skills. No, we don't want that. There's 1 there. Yeah, we don't want the block active, so I'm gonna do 8-1. Let's see. And there's no buffs, right? We gotta remove buffs. No, it doesn't say anything about buffs. Okay, okay. Oh. Wow. 1.8. Am I gonna be able to do this? We'll see. We'll do another 50,000 there from poisons, but I don't think that's gonna be enough. All right, let's cleanse this out. Come on, Toshiro, do your damage here. There we go. We're at 16. Fantastic. So we're at 16 at 30 turns. That is kind of an ideal scenario here because now our damage with the trials is going to be ramping up. But see how much damage now the ultimate form is doing compared to before. So as you have a lot of buffs, when you immediately switch to this form, you're going to be in trouble because of this boss. So you got to be very careful with how many buffs you have. That's why the protected ones are so important. So the 9-piece protection set from the Hydra is crazy good. So decrease speed is nice here. I need to put a block buffs. On the boss because he applies an increased speed on itself. So block buffs. There we go. Leech is going to help us recover a little bit. And then basically here, it's again full auto until we get into the next round. The next round, I mean, the turn count 34-ish when I put it again on full auto, off full auto. So I can get maybe the 17th one done, but it's very difficult. Very difficult. Now I'll show you guys where I got the inspiration to try out this one. So 8 stun debuffs within 5 of the Chimera's turns. 8 stun debuffs. That's a challenge. So Fear, True Fear. This would have been such an easy one if we had Fear, True Fear in the kit. Poison, HP Burn Smite. Again, very easy. This one, not so much. But it is what it is. So cleanse here. Beautiful. Turn count 33. So you'll see on how much more our damage is ramping up with a multiplier of 23. That's huge. That's huge, guys. So 34 count. We're kind of okay with the 34 count. To leave it on auto. The important thing is to have block debuffs, by the way. Block debuffs for the next part, which is the stuns. So I wonder if Fina can stay alive. We'll see. We'll see if she can. So here I could put with Galathir, but I think I'm not. Keep on doing some damage here. I think block debuffs has to go now from my girl Riho. Galathir is gonna wait it out. Same thing with Faina with the buffs. Damn, we took a lot of turns here. Did not expect that. Ooh, and Galathir actually takes a turn here. So he's gonna lose the block debuff. So I might as well place it again on everybody. We'll see how that's gonna go. So Faina is gonna be the target, right? Ooh, decreased defense. Ah, that was massive. All right. So this first, I try to apply debuffs. They're not gonna land, right? Just gonna do a 1. Oh, is he gonna die here? No, that's great. Come on, give me an extra turn. I need the A3 here. I need block debuffs. Okay, block debuffs. Okay, how many did we do? 3 stuns? Why only 3 stuns? I don't get it. All right, we'll see. See if I can do that. So the thing is, it's within 5 of its turns. It doesn't really work like that. And the cooldown is so high that it's kind of not going to work. Let's see. Let's see. I've been trying different combinations to get this to go, but to get this to go higher than this, but it's very RNG with Alaz because his ability to apply True Fear is a hit. So that he doesn't place it, so he can get weak hits, and it's very, very difficult to have that land. So got 4 of them. Actually, does he apply a stun? Oh, there's a chance there to apply a stun. Okay. We might have the chance to get that done quicker. Let's see. Got 2 turns basically to get that done. Gotta keep an eye on the block debuffs. All right, let's do this. Do I have block debuffs on everybody? Basically, yeah. So I'm gonna wait it out. Toshiro may be losing it. Oh. No, we're good. So the boss's next turn, we might be able to do it, but it's also, I think, the final turn here of the 5. So once it takes a turn, I think that's considered like a turn. So might be very difficult to do this. So I think block debuffs here. Let's do a 1. Oh, I can actually do now with Riho. So let's do that with Riho anyway. Okay, block debuffs, come on. There we go, 17. And that's it. The next one is Reflect Damage, Pain Link, but very difficult. You saw how difficult this one is, but it's very difficult to get all the combos together. So now it's basically recovery of everything. I can't do more trials. So that's the run, guys. And we're at 3 billion. Which one did I say I might be able to also do? I think Viper is impossible. It's just the passive ways of reflecting. So how did Toshiro die? Did I not buff him? Probably. All right, so the boss is going to turn back and we'll have another 5 turns and then we'll be on Viper, and that's going to be it. I'll let you watch, guys, the remaining of the run, and we'll come back to see the full teams and how they actually work. All right, guys, we're back with the team. 62 out of 65, almost done. 265 million. I know it's not the most insane number. I've seen way higher than this, but 17 trials. That's the most important thing, at least for me right now, to push those trials, trying to get as many of the relic materials. It does take a lot of time, like 38 minutes, and I've done longer runs than this when I was trying other things out. And once you get the combo going, you kind of get this done faster in terms of how long you look at the screen and stuff like that. But it still takes a lot of time. So we saved a little bit of time with the Hydra, but now we've got Chimera taking our time if you're somebody who wants to push it and see how far you can go with the trials. If not, you can have like an auto team that does, like, if you can get it to do 10 trials and be full auto, I mean, that's still a win, I think, in my books. If you're somebody who's just maximizing your time spent with actually doing this. So I think this is done. 65 out of 65. The boss is gonna fly away now, right? Yeah, there we go. 274, 275, 6 billion clash points. Toshiro doing 251. So it's kind of insane to think about how little damage every other champion is doing. So Galathir is obviously like PvP blessing. So here Tuhanarang had to use the blessing to reduce the boss's defense. Fina with basically 0 blessings. Toshiro with crushing rend. I've seen other builds work with different blessings. I should try those out, honestly, but for today I'm done with Chimera. I'll leave that for next week to try and do more teams. But look at that, 275 million damage, guys. I'm gonna save this. Let's see, save this up. Let's keep the result and see the end screen here. Look at all those rewards at only 1 gemstone, unfortunately, but that's a ton of things that you can do with the gemstones. I think if there was a more of a guaranteed way to get specific gemstones, I would have been happier. But I'm looking for one specific gemstone, the circle one that does 10% more on bosses. That would have been nice. So you see here on how quickly the trials were done. It just ramps up your damage in the end. So let's exit, and that's basically it, guys, for the run. I want to show you the team now. Okay, so the team, obviously, let's start out with Toshiro, my boy Toshiro. Okay, my boy Toshiro. So running a mixture of 6-piece Merciless and Zeal. I did testing in both full Merciless, and with this one, I think the RNG from Merciless 9-piece, kind of don't like it. It does help with damage, but with this build, with Fina, she's resetting our cooldowns. You don't really need that extra turn, although it would help, I guess, because we'll have reset both of our cooldowns. So I guess I could try that again now with Fina. And Zeal is perfectly good for this. It just boosts your damage basically by 12%. So fully maxed out in terms of ascensions. Looking at crit damage, attack percent here. Speed is not insane, so 269, 403 crit damage is a lot. I know Relic gives me like 30%. 6.5k on attack. I know that's low. I did other builds with 7,500. I just not sure how to push that further without losing a ton of crit damage. And he still needs accuracy, so to land the leech at least. So kind of had to go with that. I've got a Cat's Gaze on him. 31% crit damage, a little bit of attack, a little bit of defense, because I'm running a level 5, guys. That took a lot of investment to do a level 5 with these gemstones. So ignoring 3% of the target's defense if the target's under 2 or more debuffs. And then this one, when the wearer is revived, decreases all incoming damage by 10%. That's good for runs where your Toshiro dies. So he revives and he has like a passive way of receiving less damage, especially against ram form. So I don't have many relics left. Everything is equipped, but I could try Coronet and compare the two. Maybe that kind of makes sense. But the cool thing about the Coronet is that you don't need to have the max level for it to be good. It just ramps up quicker. Obviously, he's maxed out. And then Mastery Page is this one. We're looking at Helm Smasher and Master Hexer here for the leash to be extended duration plus Cycle of Magic is nice. I'm not sure about Retribution, if this would have been better. With Retribution, everybody, you know, getting attacked, counterattacking. But with the counterattack buff from Fina, I don't know if that would have been better. That's basically it for my boy Toshiro. Let's have a look at next. It's going to be Riho. Riho is running a build that I had before for other stuff. So Eagle Eye, give me some extra accuracy. Nothing crazy about masteries. Fully maxed out, of course. Running a Coronet on her doesn't really give me damage, does it? But I guess. Double impulse here, just helping with the cooldowns on the A2 and A3. Could have done triple, I think. I didn't go with maxing out everything in Ascensions because I didn't feel like. I forgot about this to max it out, but it doesn't really play much of a role. You saw during the run, nobody really died. Toshiro died, and then once, no, 2 times, I think the dual target died. So the run went okay. Then I was running. Who else was I running there? Let me just show you. I gotta remember there. +3, 2 Hanak, full piece protection. Gotta go with protection. Gives you extra damage based on the number of buffs. So 2 Hanak applies a ton of buffs. Her A1 applies continuous heals whenever she attacks this. And then you also have 2 buffs here, so they can stack up. She's got the passive cleanse. Amazing. I have Gilded Dragonstone here as the relic, but it doesn't change much. And by the way, I've also tried to have this turn meter increase effects at 10% more effective on the wearer. I basically tried to have this on everybody if I could. Should have done it on Toshiro also, but timely intervention also was available, but didn't see the reason for any other mastery on her. Then we have Fina. All right, look at that. Timely intervention again. So whenever an allied hero drops below 25% health, this is also helping you in the case like maybe your reviver drops to health and Fina is alive. You can put the block damage on him. I did that sometimes. So where heals and terminator effects, I have this one, Journal of Necrotos on her, plus a 9-piece protection. So the speed on her is about 350. All my supports are 300, north of 300. So there's that. So the idea behind that relic was because she can give a passive way of boosting Terminator. I'm not sure if that actually counts, though, from the relic. Because it's a passive way. It's like buffs placed. So I'm not sure if that works. We don't have a clear way to see that. And I think, is that all? I think, and I guess Galathir. Yeah, I forgot about Galathir. Yeah. The only +1. The only +1. Relentless plus Impulse on him. I tried this, removed all resistance from him that I had for PvP stuff. So 332 speed, 400 accuracy, 300 resistance. His resist gives him accuracy in the form that he applies debuff. So we're okay with that. That's how he works, right? I think, yeah, because we didn't have any issues. Also apply increased accuracy. So easy way to do that. And there's his speed. Fully maxed out, of course. Demonic Effigy on him, where its Terminator increases by 10% whenever one of their allies dies. This helps him revive. And I had resistance here from his previous build. I could have done timely intervention here, but it doesn't play that much overall, right? By the way, guys, I forgot to mention, this is the guy that I saw the build in. Oh, we got to receive the starting strength. That I saw the build in. This is the guy from GNL, A full. He did the same exact team, okay, as me, but he did, look at that, 100 more million damage with Toshiro with this kind of setup that he has. So I'm guessing he has some extreme, you know, extreme gear on Toshiro. I'm guessing way more attack, and he has a different blessing. So I might test it out with this blessing because this guy might know something that I don't. Plus, he's got a higher blessing on Tuhanarag with reducing the bosses. Reducing the boss's defense, but that's 5%, so I'm not sure if that really counts for 100 million more damage. In the end, it doesn't change much because I did about 6 billion. I could have done a little bit higher. It doesn't change that much to the team. It's all about the trials. He did 17 with this team. I've tried other combos, by the way. I wanted to show you guys. Tried other combos. I wanted to show you some other champions that I had into consideration. I was playing around with Archbishop Pinthroy, by the way. He has pretty cool kit for the trial. So increased accuracy, block buffs, He's got an increased defense and a shield. So that's what I was trying to do with the shields on him to help out the team. But it doesn't work that well. With Alas, I tried also to do the run. So the one that you can apply True Fear, he attacks first, and it's weak affinity on this rotation. So I don't think it's the best time to try it out. So the True Fear, I could possibly get that trial done. So he also has an HP burn on his own. He also has an increased defense and counterattack block damage. So it is possible for you to do other trials instead of the one where you need increased speed. So Alas can take the place of Tuhanarak, but you lose out on the one of the trials. Let me show you guys, because there's different ones. So it's, you lose some, you win some. So I can't even, can I not even see the bosses? Good thing the HH side has it better prepared. It doesn't show the full rewards here, but the trial that I wanted to show you guys, it's this one right here. So we still need block buffs and HP burns, and then damage the Chimera while it's not under active heal. So you lose a few of the trials here, but you could potentially gain 3 trials with the version of the boss on the RAM where you apply True Fear here. You can also probably do this one. And then if you can also do the hard mode version of it where you deplete the Chimera dual bar, but that is very difficult to do. 1% of the boss's health on Ultra Nightmare seems insane, especially when you're running a champion to be your support with the lowest crit damage. So custom AI, as you guys saw, it's basically you gotta block out all the transformations and force Toshiro to use his damage. With your other damage dealers, you can force them to use their skills, but really there's a lot of manual play as you saw for the run. So really custom AI, just block out the transformations of the mythicals, and everybody else is just there. You gotta manually stop yourself from using your skills one turn before the ultimate form switches to this specific form. So you'll have that into consideration. So there's the run, guys. Thank you all for watching. If you saw this far and you are not a subscriber yet, please consider doing so. It definitely does help the channel out. Thank you all, guys, for supporting me all this time in my YouTube journey. Thanks again. I'll see you all in the next one. See ya.